This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. If you're a current subscriber, welcome back. Make yourself at home. As you can see here, one of my cats, Shira. She's just a really different type of cat. She likes to get up there and do her thing. But for this week, this video is going to be a little different. It's not going to be a pickup video. It's more of a collection video, part of my Kino Lorber collection. They've been really dropping some really cool titles and some nice 3D movies. So just want to show you what I have up to date 2021 with my Kino collection. And to that, I'd like to share some of the stuff that I've been watching, either streaming or physical media. Believe it or not, I just don't purchase movies and collect movies. I actually watch them. Yeah, I'm kind of goofy like that. But the first one I'm going to start out with is Bob Ross's Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed. This dropped this year on Netflix 2021. It's a documentary about Bob Ross, who brought millions of people the world, the most famous art instructor, but his battle for his business empire cast a shadow over his happy trees. That's a little guideline for a little tag from IMDb. Very interesting documentary. Just his life, how he got into painting on television, and ultimately what ended his career. Very interesting documentary. It's an hour and a half, went by very quickly. Get the opportunity, if you know who Bob Ross is, even if you don't know who Bob Ross is, check it out on Netflix. Bob Ross's Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed. It's actually a Dollar Tree pick. This is the 2016 sci-fi drama Hack. The plot of this is after losing his job, a state-of-the-art supercomputer with cutting-edge artificial intelligence capabilities, a disgruntled computer technician decides to put his replacement to the test. While this is happening, a group of hacker thieves infiltrate the building. Fun, low-budget sci-fi movie. There's a Latino guy in here that's hilarious. He kind of made the movie. It's a low-budget sci-fi movie. For $1, definitely worth the watch. Nice Sunday afternoon watch. 2016 Hack from Dollar Tree. Find it in your local Dollar Tree. Go ahead and pick it up. This movie I actually saw streaming on my Fire Stick. Fast and Furious 9. I think they should add to the genre fantasy and science fiction after this movie. I understand the Fast and Furious franchise, that every movie has to be bigger than the last, is getting to be over the top, but I expected that. I like that. It's a fun watch. I think it's a little bit over 2 hours. Again, I don't put spoilers on my channel, but it kind of brings all the other Fast and Furious movies somewhat together in a cohesive way. Yeah, some of the stuff is just totally unbelievable, but if you go into the movie thinking this stuff really happened, you might want to talk to somebody. But Fast and Furious 9, most if not all the cast is back. Just a really fun action, fantasy, now sci-fi movie, Fast and Furious 9. Last pick for the week is Marvel's Black Widow with Scarlett Johansson. I really wasn't thrilled about about Black Widow coming out. It wasn't a big anticipation for me. I'm just not in love with that particular character, Black Widow. It's just the Russian female spy thing to me has been done a lot with movies like Hannah, Salt. I think Ava might be another one. So, and to me, it was more of the same as far as that female spy, Russian spy. But it was fun, a lot of action. if I had to rank it among the Marvel movies, I'd probably put it above New Mutants and maybe just below Captain Marvel. But it was a fun watch. I'm actually trying to get the 3D version of this, which I think is only going to be available in Japan. I'm still kind of waiting. It's on eBay for some outrageous amount. But again, fun watch. Scarlett Johansson, Marvel's Black Widow. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video and enjoy this nice little sun shower that we have in Florida. I never used to sun showers in Florida. The weirdest thing to me, raining when the sun is out. We are back at the Black Cave, and what I'm holding in my hands right now are my most recent Kino Lorber additions to my Kino Lorber collection. And right here is my complete Kino Lorber collection. So before I get into these, let me go into my collection. Go into my collection, go over these one by one. Then I'll show you the new ones I got, and I'll let you guys go upon your merry way. Let's start out with Chris Elliott's Cabin Boy, the contentious classic that angered the nation. Nice slip cover here, Kino Lorber Studio Classics, and it's probably before most of you guys' time. Chris Elliott had a show called Get a Life on Fox, where he was a 30-year-old paper boy living in his parents', I believe, attic. Just really off-the-wall, quirky humor, and pretty much this is what Cabin Boy is. You have guest appearances from David Letterman in here. So Chris Elliott is again one of those actors either you really like or you really don't like. So, and I really love this specific Kino Lorber edition. One, because of the beautiful slipcover here. You have the Kino Lorber Classics book, and some of these I actually have, and I'll show you later. It comes with a little background on the making of Cabin Boy, Chris Elliott, etc. You have the stars there. And you actually have some flip art. Let me see if I can get this out real quick. And that's the flip side. Cabin Boy with Chris Elliott. Next we have the Cadillac Man with the late Robin Williams and Tim Robbins. A comedy about the near death of a salesman. And I've actually been work-wise in sales, directly and indirectly, for a long while. And usually there are several movies they'll show you. One is Glengarry, Glenn Ross with Al Pacino and Alec Baldwin. Another one is Boiler Room with Giovanni Ribisi, and the other one is Cadillac Man. Basically, he is just a car salesman with no scruples whatsoever, and that's pretty much the foundation of or the basis of this movie. Classic Robin Williams, Tim Robbins, Cadillac Man.
Next we have Celtic Pride, Damon Wayans, Daniel Stern, and Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd, arguably one of the best straight men in comedy. This is a story about Damon Wayans being an exceptional basketball player who plays against Dan Aykroyd and Daniel Stern's favorite team, the Celtics, and they're so hellbound on making sure that the Celtics win that they kidnap him. I believe it's during either a playoff or a championship game. Very funny movie. Haven't seen this in a while. Celtic Pride. Next, Harvey Keitel, Stephen Dorff, and Timothy Hutton, and City of Industry. I don't remember a lot about this, but I do remember liking this a lot. It's a suspenseful action gangster movie, and that's all I can remember, but I just remember liking a lot, specifically Harvey Keitel. And this is another one of the Kino Lorber studio classics where they give you the books. The books are pretty much the same, I believe. Yeah, I believe the books are pretty much the same. And you have the cover art. And I guess the flip art is pretty much the same, just with a red tint. City of Industry. City of Industry, and this is also a Kino Lorber MGM. And also Cadillac Man is also MGM. Not sure about Cabin Boy or the other one, but Cadillac Man and City of Industries, MGM. Next, Cotton Comes to Harlem. Get this out of here. This is a classic in the black exploitation genre. Cotton Comes to Harlem. And I specifically love Calvin Lockhart. Familiar with any black exploitation periods, you're familiar with Calvin Lockhart, probably more so with Uptown Saturday Night with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. So fantastic movie. Just kind of brings you to that era of the 70s. If you didn't live in the 70s, not familiar with it, it's pretty much the essence of it. They have some great special appearances from Red Fox, Esther on the Sanford and Son. She also has a small bit part in here also. Fantastic movie, Cotton Comes to Harlem. Next, The Day After. This was actually a television broadcast. I remember when this actually appeared on television. This has to deal with a nuclear attack and what happens the day after the nuclear attack. Kid you not, freaked me out as a kid. It didn't scare me like The Exorcist, but it just really freaked me out because it was actually something that could actually happen. Jason Robards, JoBeth Williams, Steve Guttenberg, and John Lithgow, The Day After. And you have the original and the alternative cover art. This also came with the television cut as well as the theatrical cut. The theatrical cut is quite a bit longer though, but it really kind of fills in where maybe some of the television cut might have left out some pieces out. So fantastic movie, highly recommend it. The Day After. Lou Diamond Phillips, The First Power, The Perfect Killer is the one who cannot be stopped, be warned. Lou Diamond Phillips was a B action star in the 80s and maybe early 90s. He was a man for a hot minute and just kind of fell off. That's just the nature of the business. So I'm still a Lou Diamond Phillips fan. I think now he's kind of relegated to doing straight to cable movies or straight to DVD movies. But this was a entertaining film. Can't say that it aged very well. It kind of has that early 80s feel, I believe. I can't recall what year this came out in. 1990. Okay, so it has that 80s feel, 1990, so still have that 80s feel to it. But you have the flip art and the beautiful artwork on the disc. The one thing that does kind of bother me a little bit, maybe it's me being OCD, not that I am though, but the back is not the universal Kino Lorber back. So if you notice, this one's different. I think I know some of the 3D movies are different though, but even for the regular ones, they do alternate on the backs every now and then. But the first Power, Lou Diamond Phillips. Another 80s movie, very fun movie. Brian Brown and Brian Dennehy and FX. And this guy, who does Brian Brown, he is a special effects artist for television movies. And Brian Dennehy, he's a detective, and he asked Brian Brown to stage an event for the purposes of the police. Again, I don't like to get into too much details about the movie, and that's the premise of the movie. Very fun, very 80s movie, FX. The sequel to FX, not as good as the first, but still quite entertaining. Gives you that 80s feel with the kind of cheesy 80s music and the dress. FX2. And the standard Kino Lorber disc. Another movie I haven't seen in quite a while. It's a comedy gangster film where Liam Neeson, I believe he's the gangster. Sandra Bullock's very cute in this movie. I believe that's Oliver Platt, I believe. And they actually have the Latino man from New York Undercover. He has an interesting role in here also. Gun-shy, Kino Lorber, Liam Neeson, Sandra Bullock. Next, this is actually a television show. Matthew Fox, if you recognize him, he was the star for Lost, the ABC television show. And get out, there you go. You have the nice slipcover. I must have put the artwork in the folders. Hold on, let me find this. Okay, I found the disc in my folders, as well as the artwork, which matches the nice slipcover. Don't remember a lot about this. I'll put it here so you can actually read it. But I believe he's a detective, and he's, I don't want to say hunting a ghost though, but I just remember him being a detective. I don't remember too much more about it though, but interesting. Only lasted one season. I would think of it more of as a mini-series than a television show, since again, it only lasted one series. I really can't see it lasting more than that though. Matthew Fox, Haunted. Next we have Lorenz Tate, Joe Morton, a young Jada Pinkett, before she was Jada Pinkett Smith, and the Inkwell. And this is a cute, is that Jada Pinkett Smith or is that someone else? It might be someone else. Let me see. Maybe that's not Jada. I have to look real close. That's not, but Jada Pinkett Smith is in the movie. And just a really cute coming of age story. And you really honestly don't hear a lot of coming of age stories for Black young men. So very, very fun. For me, nostalgic movie. Haven't watched this in a while, so I might watch this with the boy. The Inkwell. Next is Pat with Julia Sweeney and Dave Foley, formerly of Saturday Night Live. The premise of this, Pat is this androgynous person, and no one knows if Pat is a male or a female. And that's the whole basis of this. And I believe Pat finds a significant other, a Chris. So I'm probably not going to say too much more about this. I don't even know if this movie would be considered politically correct in today's society. I think it's funny as hell, though. It's Pat. Next, we have Shaq Diesel, the former NBA, LA champion basketball player, Shaquille O'Neal in Kazam. Horrible movie. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Horrible, horrible movie. Very unlikable kid. He's like a brat. Shaq has had some moments where he's not a half decent actor. This isn't one of them. His rapping is atrocious in this. I would probably just watch it to see how horrible it is. And I like Shaquille O'Neal as an athlete. Kazam. Next, we have Chris Makepeace, the late Ruth Gordon, Matt Dillon, and Adam Baldwin. Adam Baldwin, not related to the Baldwin brothers, and possibly one of the best aging white men since Dick Clark. He might be like 50-some years old. He still looks like that with maybe some gray highlights. This is in my opinion, a must-see if you're an 80s fan. If you love 80s music, 80s movies like 16 Candles, Weird Science, or there's some other 80s movies, just those iconic 80s movies, My Bodyguard is definitely in there on my list and in my opinion. My Bodyguard. Next, I believe this is based on a Stephen King short story. Ed Harris, Max Van Sydow, Bonnie Bedelia, and Needful Things. Not scary, just kind of like a Twilight Zone type of thing. One of those Twilight Zone type of movies, Needful Things. And I believe the premise of this is things that people desire and what would happen if they actually received the things that they desired. Needful Things. Look, very big fan of this movie. Panic in Year Zero. Haven't watched this. I started out watching this, actually fell asleep. Not that it was so boring, but I was just tired. And I actually picked this up at the pawn shop for maybe like $2. An orgy of looting and lust, a day when civilization came to an end. In the US, that's probably a Thursday. Kino Lorber, Panic in Year Zero. Marlon Wayans, Kadeem Hardison. Marlon Wayans of the Wayans brothers, Wayans families, or the show The Wayans Brothers Show, which I'm a fan of. Hopefully they get a Blu-ray release of that. And Kadeem Hardison, formerly of A Different World, spinoff of The Cosby Show. Not a fantastic comedy. Entertaining, I'll put it that way. Kadeem Hardison was the star basketball player. Well, I don't want to get too much details. If you're one of the people that want to know zero about the film, I won't give too much of a spoiler though. The Sixth Man, Kadeem Hardison, Marlon Wayans. Next, another fantastic movie from the Black exploitation period, Robert Hooks, Paul Winfield, One Cat Who Plays Like an Army. Trouble Man. And I believe this is, do they have the Marvin Gaye song Trouble Man in here? I'm not positive. But fantastic action movie from the Black exploitation period. Wish I had enough time to watch it again. Trouble Man. Robert Hooks, Paul Winfield. Next, another fantastic movie, Gene Wilder, Charles Grodin, and Gilda Radner. They don't have Kelly LeBrock. That's actually Kelly LeBrock, the woman in red. He is obsessed with this woman, and he kind of spends the movie chasing after her. MGM. And just a big fan of Gene Wilder, from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to his work he did with Richard Pryor, Stir Crazy, See No Evil, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. Gene Wilder, just a fantastic actor, fantastic straight man. Probably, again, with Dan Aykroyd, one of the best straight men in comedy. The Woman in Red. Now, these are some of the 3D movies that I have not seen yet. And Ape, this is probably one of the first 3D movies, one of the classics. I believe it's in black and white. No, it's in color. See Ape. This is, I guess, kind of a playoff of King Kong. Very cheesy, fun movie. I believe it's late 60s or 70s. Ape. Next, produced and photographed entirely on battlefields of Korea. Ceasefire. I believe this is kind of a documentary. I took a quick look at it, and it's in black and white, but the 3D is pretty on point. I haven't watched it. I just have to be in the mood to watch any kind of war documentaries. I love documentaries, war pictures. Kind of have to be in the mood for 3D Ceasefire. Next, Dynasty in Super 3D and quadraphonic sound. This is a Asian martial arts picture. Really looking forward to watching this. Hopefully they'll have the cheesy 3D stuff coming at you, and I believe they have both styles of 3D. They have the red blue colors for the screen, and then you also have the actual true 3D, Blu-ray 3D. So looking forward to watching this Dynasty in Super 3D. Next, GOG, and let me get GOG out of his wrapper. We have GOG. This is a 60s, late 50s, 54 sci-fi. Very nice color. 3D, a little flat, wasn't too impressed with the 3D. I didn't watch, I just kind of skimmed through it just to see what the 3D was like. A little bit unimpressive, but don't know too much about the story. Looking forward to watching GOG when I'm kind of in that 50s, 60s, 3D kind of mode. GOG. Next we have Richard Carlson, Veronica Hurst, 3 Dimensions, The Maze. Another one I haven't watched yet. Looks like a psychological thriller, maybe on the level of Hitchcock. This is 1953 black and white. And you might think just black and white that the 3D wouldn't be on point. You'd really be surprised. The technology they had back then, and again, they have restored these for the true 3D. This is the flip cover art for The Maze. Excuse the glare, I'm trying to prevent the glare here. The Maze. Next we have 3D, Parasite in 3D. Not related to, I don't think it's related to that new Parasite movie. I haven't seen that when it won the Academy Award. This one has Demi Moore. Very, not brief, but she's halfway in the movie. She's very cute back then. Flat booty, but still very cute. This is the flip art for Parasite. And very fun movie, even though this was done in '82. It still had kind of a 70s feel to it. Even had the unnecessary topless, gratuitous scene of the female of a blonde. And it kind of had like a grindhouse feel. So I don't know if it was done mid to late 70s and they released in '82, but it just kind of had that 70s feel to it. But very fun movie, Parasite. Next we have Taza, son of Cochise. It really looks cheesy. I like Rock Hudson. I've been a Rock Hudson fan from the Rock Hudson, Tony Rando, Doris Day period. It was very fun movies to watch. I always like watching those three together. They just kind of had a chemistry. This looks extra cheesy, a Western with Rock Hudson. Looks like he's playing a Native American. Taza, the son of Cochise, in thrilling 3D. So I'm expecting maybe some arrows or some bullets to be coming at me. Next we have Those Redheads from Seattle. Don't know any of these people. The Bell Sisters, I'm assuming they were a hot thing back in the day. This is a 1953 release. What's amazing though about a lot of these early 50s, 60s releases that are in color, the color just seems ultra sharp and brilliant, even more so than some of the pictures you see now. I just find that very interesting. Those Redheads from Seattle. And I don't know what this is really. I got it mainly because it was in 3D. I was just in one of those kind of weird, want to watch 50s movies, I'll have it in 3D. And if you hear anything in the background, that's my wife. She's still at work. Another Western, Van Heflin, Julia Adams, Wings of the Hawk. And my mother likes Westerns, so maybe I can convince her to watch a 3D movie. If it's a Western, it's a Universal release. Next, The Mask. And this looks like a Hitchcock type thriller. Don't know any of these actors. I love the different promos they have for their sound system. Electromagic sound. Oh, includes 3D animated short One Night in Hell, music by Brian May. Interesting. Never noticed. I just noticed that. And this looks really off the wall. When was this done? 61. So during that hippie acid period. Totally different disc, The Mask. And I think the book is just like the rest. Yeah. The Mask. Next, September Storm. It's a shark movie. Joan Drew, Mark Stevens. That's what I really love about Kino Lorber. Unlike maybe Criterion Classics, the movies aren't so, for lack of a better word, maybe highbrow, maybe a little on the snooty side. These are some like the big cult movies that people have never heard of, or maybe just those collectors like myself want to see. So that's what I really like about Kino Lorber. And also Shout. And there's some other boutique, Vinegar Syndrome. So I do like some of these boutique labels that gives you the cult classics that these other distributors won't. September Storm. Next, this looks like kind of like a soft porn movie with a that kind of music. I suck at doing musical sounds. But The Stewardesses in 3D. So this looks very interesting. I'm gonna have to watch this late night with the wife, maybe. Ha 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 ha. The Stewardesses. And the last one for my collections before I get into the new ones, The Bubble and Space Vision 3D. And this looks like another psychological thriller. Again, haven't watched this one. And you have the nice artwork on the disc. The Bubble and Space Vision. Yeah, no, that's totally unnecessary. That's my collection for my new editions that I have here. And I did watch this, Sugar Hill, and I've had this on my list for a while, and it looks like it might be going out of print. And when I just looked at it, I didn't even read the tag. I just saw Sugar Hill, and I associated it with the Wesley Snipes Sugar Hill. I'm like, oh, this must be the original. And just looking far away, I thought that was Pam Grier, but it's not Pam Grier, someone completely different. And then I thought it was just a gangster movie, but it says right here, meet Sugar Hill and her zombie hitmen. So this is a gangster zombie movie. And I find it very interesting when people talk about classic horror movies. I've never heard Sugar Hill mentioned. So this is a horror classic, but not just a horror classic. This is part of the black exploitation period. So Sugar Hill, very fun watch. Highly recommend it. If you can get it before it goes out of print, you might want to get it now. Sugar Hill. Next, another 3D one. I believe this is out of print. Had to do some hunting for this one. Fernando Lamas, you look so marvelous. You look marvelous. Arlene Dahl and Patricia Medina. This looks like a love film, maybe musical. This is in the 1953. It looks like a period piece by what they're dressed in. They got the wigs and all that stuff. Don't know, but wanted to add this to the collection. Sangari, I believe that's how you pronounce it, in 3D with Fernando Lamas. You look marvelous. Next, we have the 3D Nudie Cuties collection. The Bellboy and Playgirls, Adam and Six Eves. Ooh, that sounds nasty. And plus bonus shorts. 3D directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Yes, Francis Ford Coppola was doing a little something, you know what I mean? Interesting. Again, maybe I'll watch this with the wife along with the stewardesses. We'll just kind of have one of those adult nights. I don't know. Next, we have Long Day's Journey into the Night. I've seen this for a while, and I'm not sure this is all in 3D. They might just have one 3D section in here. It looked interesting, and again, I'm kind of somewhat of a completist. I wanted to get all the Kino Lorber 3D movies they have, and I believe this is it. Unless they add some more, which I'm cool with that too, especially if they're decent titles. This is the 2D feature and bonuses. This is the 3D feature, and very cool. I love when they put the little booklets in here. Again, excuse the glare. So, very cool stuff here. And I already tell them not to be in a kind of a mood, probably a Sunday, or if I have a day off in the week, one of those kind of 2 o'clock in the afternoon movies, just to kind of zone into. Long Day's Journey into the Night. Long Day's Journey into Night. And lastly, Jivaro, Nanda Fernando Lamas, You Look Marvelous. Rhonda Fleming and Brian Keith. And let me get this one out the plastic also. This was like one of those adventure films, Headhunters of Amazon. I guess that's what Jivaro means. Fernando Lamas, Rhonda Fleming, and Brian Keith. Brian Keith, if you ever saw the show Family Affair with Mr. French and Buffy and Jody and Sissy, that's a television show from the 70s with a bachelor. All of a sudden has his kids come in, something to that. I actually have the whole series. I used to love the television show. Brian Keith, that's what show he's from. But this is Jivaro. This is the disc. Front, back, side to side. And this is my Kino Lorber collection. This is where my Kino Lorber collection is going to go. Yeah, I need to dust that. It's a little dusty in there. Give me a second. Get these things back where they belong, and I'll get you guys on your way. Hold on. Okay, I've scanned into my CLZ Movies app, and that sees in Charlie, Elza and Lima, Z's and Zebra. It's only 5 movies here. I'm not sure why it says 6. There you go, at 5. There's a new total. Okay, I have everything back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, looking at my Kino Lorber collection, talking movies as usual. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come on, help a brother out. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. If nothing else, give me the big thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. And everyone be safe. Variants getting pretty bad, even here, especially here in Florida. Be safe. Peace.